Yeah, you know. You down with AIP? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to create. The key on the mic, I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's supplied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. 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 Deep in the swamp where the secrets lay thick. Whispers in the shadows, they hit like a brick. Talking with the moon, got the stars in a twist. Truth or illusion, the facts get dismissed. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Slick tongues spin tales like a spider on a thread. Hood prophets preach knowledge while the streets stay fed. Voices echo deep where the rivers don't flow. Lost truths buried under where the cold winds blow. Heavy bass thump, got the block hypnotized. Mysteries unfold under blood red skies. Voices in the static, they creep through the scene. Street sermons build truths, but they cut like a guillotine. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Blueprints of chaos in a world so deranged. Every word they speak got the vibe feeling strange. From pyramids to projects, the stories collide.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Welcome everybody to the AIP channel where anything is possible, where me and brother Dave are going to be just talking to you and spitting out the facts the best we know how, having fun while we're doing it. What's up, Dave? How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. How are you tonight?
Man, I'm making it. It's trying to stay cool in this southern summer heat, but it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Drink lots of water.
For sure. We got the chat already. We got Watt Life and Sweets. I don't know, the thing started playing videos on me in the background. What's up? And then we got on Rumble, we already got Karen Carpenter and James Salcedo.
Hello, chat. Hello. I'm updating mine to get it all up to snuff. Get these chats opened up. There we are. Hello. Yes, I see.
Appreciate you, James. Miss Honeybee and Matt Sal. Temple of the Owl is in the house too. Appreciate you, James, for doing our sound check for us. Well, I told Dave, I said, we got sound check coming. They're gonna take care of us. We got the best chat.
Nice.
Real quick.
We're rolling, man.
Yeah. Real quick before
Mhm.
we get started, big. Yeah, your phone blowing up over there. We rock and rolling.
We
Before we
need to
get
turn
started, real
this
quick,
baby down.
some might have seen it, some hadn't. If you get a chance, go to WhitneyLavender.com. She has wrote a book, Wit and Wheels, talking about how she, like Jamie says, she got no legs, and but she is very inspirational. How powerful and uh, just her energy, she has and everything. So and so positive and everything. She's in the hospital right now, uh, and Jamie posted on Facebook, so I don't mind, sharing this out. So he put it on social media to help. She don't have insurance, so he was asking if people can buy her book and help her out to help her. It don't cost very much and helps her out a little bit, and it is very good book. There she is, right there. So please, if you can, help out Miss Whitney and take care of our friends, and our friends will take care of us. So wanted to throw that out at the beginning. I'll say it again near the end uh, for the ones that came a little later. But yes, if you can, please help them out, and little prayers for Whitney so she can get a little better. So got pretty cool. I'll say pretty cool. I got quite a bit of stuff, and we're some
I was
crazy
muted. I'm
stuff, and
sorry.
I seen uh I seen Diddy got all the bad charges off. They might put him in there for 5 to 10 years or something. Um, but all the major cases, he got not guilty. Surprise, surprise. Um, Texas
Hmm.
approved. You can use gold and silver in Texas now. So if you want to start carving up a little gold and take it down there and buy stuff, you can.
I mean, that's an interesting development. They're gonna be looking at a regime change in Texas here soon.
Texas might want to go ahead and annex and go ahead and
Yeah,
just say, "Hey,
they're
we're going to be Texas," which according to their constitution and according to the paperwork they signed back in the day, they have the legal right to say, I'm tired of being part of the United States and I will be my own. And
Texas is purple though. You got Austin and Dallas Fort Worth. It's purple state, man. I don't
it
know. I guess it's still, and you got red governorship, and I don't. But it's you know, there's T-shirts out there that say "Don't California my Texas." That's because it's a real concern.
well, a lot of people came from California over there, and it's only they only keep on running more and more, and yeah, they might get some people from New York to if that New York City if that mayor man gets in there. Uh-oh, you got the book there in hand.
I brought the book out earlier and I was muted. I was saying get the book. It's a beautiful story, and I mean anybody can relate to overcoming things in your life that sometimes might seem you know unovercomable, but you can overcome them, and yeah, unovercomable. That's not a word. Insurmountable. Thank you,
Hmm.
Jamie. Not not Jamie two G's, but Rogan's Jamie, Joe Rogan's Jamie. But that was what I was saying earlier while I was muted. Um, yeah, our prayers to Jamie and Wit, and I want to keep them in mind right now,
For sure. I know
especially.
he was really looking forward to being on here tonight. He was excited. He had a bunch of stuff saved, he said, and he was raring to go. And he told me the other day, 99%, or
Words are
that
hard.
that
Yeah.
1% popped up and it happened. So but we'll be here. We're gonna have some fun and stuff, and guess I'll start at the bottom of the little thing here. We'll start throwing some videos out and throw it at the chat. The link is in the description. If somebody we start talking about some stuff, and if you want to uh, call in. It's not a phone number, but you click on the link, and you don't have to download nothing. It works in your browser, so you'll be able to pop in. And if you want to come in, uh, Jason Barker of Knights of the Storm came in last week, which was pretty cool, and dropped some cool information and some cool knowledge. And hopefully within a couple weeks, I'll be over there on his show. So it's gonna be fun. But we'll keep y'all updated and when it's gonna be, so y'all be able to check in and check out that too. So it's gonna be fun. What's up, Herschel? Herschel is here now up in the Rumble. Let's see who we make sure we ain't got miss nobody. I like to make sure I shout out everybody in the chats. So if you're lurking, subscribe and like and come in the chat so we can shout you out too and give you some
There's a
love
like.
because we
Boom. Here's another like.
and on the Rumble repost so we can get some more people in there. Maybe we'll get us a whole bunch again and have a little fun. But let's start off. Let's start off here tonight. Why not? Have you looking into the Alligator Alcatraz down there, Dave?
I looked at it. I saw it, and I saw the controversy. I mean,
It is
look,
bad.
man, I heard a lot of military guys saying, "Look, don't look a lot different than basic training, or whatever else." So you got a bed. Looks like they got pillows. Uh, little areas sectioned off.
They're in the air conditioning.
You know.
It's better than what Biden did with all those people they had locked up. They were just in tents and not even
Mhm.
tents. They just had a roof over them. There was it, and out in the open.
Dang.
So
Yeah,
at
that
least they
looks
got
like
air.
they got man. You can't ask for much more, man. You broke in. Sorry, it is what it is.
There's some prisons in Mississippi that are a lot worse.
Go down to Parchman. Of course, I think some of those places got some air now. The new commissioner down there. Don't ask me how I know any of that bullshit, but
rumor has it.
yeah, go down to Parchman during the summer and pick you some beans and sleep in one of them dormitories, and then tell me how bad the fucking migrants got it. But look, if you break the law, whether you break the law as a citizen or whether you break the law as a non-citizen, your ass is going to get put probably somewhere you don't want to be. So my advice to you is stay on the right side of the law, do things the right way, best you can. And if there's paperwork, that's what you need to do. I think my folks were Irish immigrants that had to go through whatever rigmarole to be here, but they did. In reality, a lot of people are waiting on Trump to pump his numbers up. The numbers hadn't been all that impressive. It's kind of a slow train rolling here at the beginning here. So you look at Obama putting out numbers like 8 million deportations. That's a big number, man. And anyway,
Yeah, he's got a long way to go. He's got a long way to go, but they
consciousness, man. Yeah, right.
and they weren't rioting in the streets. It's when Obama was sending 8 to 10 million people back across the border.
That's right.
The hypocrisy of both sides it's crazy when both sides, if this one did this, well, that's bad. And when the other side does it, it's good. It's why can't we be consistent? Like if it's, if we're both doing the same, both sides are doing the same thing. And if you notice through history, a lot of times that's what's going on. A lot of times it's both sides doing the same damn thing. They're both getting us into wars. They're both freaking sending people back over. They're both, you had, there's videos of Hillary talking about we need to, deport everybody that come across here illegal. There wasn't a bunch of uproar about those. It's just, it's all in the moment.
Time it was perceived as popular, and so those are the politicians that just blow with the wind. They're gonna say whatever they think you want to hear, and times change, and their party radically has changed, and frankly, for a lot of people, they ain't changing fast enough. The left, they hard on their own self because some of them are very, very radical, and and it's easy to look at like people like us, even Ricky, is like super radical because we're like black pilled. We say things like it's one bird, and the two wings belong to the same bird. Both sides doing things, especially like you said, war. The neocon label, hell, Hillary and Obama are neocons, and so is Lindsey Graham and George W. Bush, and we're hoping not Donald J. Trump. We're hoping he's not a neocon, or he does not, succumb to neoconnery. But yeah, they could say we're radical because we say, that our government is in trouble and our society is in trouble and it's trending downward. Cultural morality, just across the board, corruption, dropping charges on Diddy. These people are doing Lord knows what. No Epstein list. I could go on and on. Is it radical to point all that stuff out and say that, maybe our country is in trouble? I don't know. But I don't think that's as radical as the people that are looting out the Apple store because there's been a few ICE roundups and they're stealing all the laptops and the touchscreens and the watches and the Nike. Yeah. I don't get that, bro. And you see that. I've been watching these videos, the last several weeks of whatever going on, and now Alligator Alcatraz. They crying about that, and it looks like it's a sweet little piece of air-conditioned bunk space until you get on the plane. So I don't see what the complaint. They feeding them as well, so I don't see the problem.
Yeah, the riots have stopped too since they've supposedly were going to call Soros and all them in to questioning them about the funding. The riots stopped.
Oh, interesting. Is that right?
We hadn't had it. Think about it, we hadn't had any riots in last.
I guess the things have calmed down, right?
Mm-hmm. With that 15 minutes of excitement, they don't know what the hell they want to protest anyway. So it's 1 second, they got the Ukraine flag, and next, the Mexican flag, and then all of a sudden they got the Iranian flag, and they're just confused, and everybody don't know which side to take, and just it's like you said, the left is absolutely eating itself. The left is eating the left. The right has moments of not too much better, but the left is for sure. They're just, they're the cause of why they're losing so many elections and stuff like that right now, because they are so radical. There's so many that's the high profile or radical, and which they did. I did see they did. What's her name? Down at Congresswoman down in Texas. She was voted last for a committee, and she Brown had a fit. I'll think of her name in a second, but she's one of the ones, the radical ones, talking all kinds of crap and everything, and then all of a sudden, and then I think they're finally seeing that hey, this radical stuff and wild, crazy stuff is not going to work. Is not going to get them back in power. Is that what they want? If you believe in the power struggle of the two, if you believe that it's, kind of like we do, about two wings and one bird, and you might not,
I was going to say, it's difficult to do this. It's difficult to hold on to this core with all the propaganda, with the way social media is designed. It's increasingly, designed to be rage bait or to get you to engage. It's like, so much effort is put into psychologically manipulating people into spending more of their time and energy on this thing because that equates to more data, which they sell, more money. That's why the app is free, yada, yada. So, but the thing with all that propaganda coming at you, like, and the left, right, and I identify as a conservative, but I have no fucking interest in defending the Republican Party or any other thing. Like, I'm an individual and I adhere to certain principles, and those principles, I have to like not lose sight of through the noise. You know what I mean? Just because I intrinsically want to agree with and be biased towards my camp, my conservative camp. But it's so important. There are people who have never, and they should look at this, they have never criticized Donald Trump on a single fucking issue. There ain't a goddamn thing he could do that would make them criticize him. Lord forgive me, my language. Listen, and that's something you should look at, because dadgum, I voted for him, but I can be critical of him. I can and should disagree with him on things. Like, I shouldn't agree with anybody on everything. That's weird. You know what I mean? I agree with my Bible. Bro, do you agree with, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's parallel, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ultimate truth. Like, is there, so question your leaders, man. Question your leaders and hold their feet to the fire. We talked about on this show that we were not digging his CIA spook appointed dude from Oracle to be in charge of the new mRNA AI cancer vaccine that they pump out in 2 weeks after taking your blood, and they're building on it. Construction underway right now, Memphis and other places. Like, that shit's wild to me on day 2. And I haven't forgotten it. I haven't forgotten that we don't have Epstein files. There goes Diddy. Like, nobody's been held to account. Supposedly a whole bunch of terrible pedophile communists like stole an election and tried to run our country into the ground. And they've been robbing us blind and using USAID to funnel and embezzle money. Like, supposedly all that's going on. Where the fuck are the heads on the chopping blocks? All right, rant over. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a great question. I mean, they just shut down USAID. We won't call it the other way because it makes it sound like it sounds good when it's USAID, but it's USAID. It's initials. It's an acronym. But
maybe I should be patient.
It's one of, and maybe maybe more. But now that they shut it down, you're gonna see. But it's all the good old boys, and it could be still a money laundering ass thing. I see Herschel made a comment. Yeah, MAGA versus neocons is there's a lot of eating going on there too. Absolutely, because a lot of the quotation marks MAGA is getting tired of all the bullshit wars and everything. And of course, the neocons, that's just what they get aroused about. They get excited. They don't look at porn or women. They just look at bombs, and that's what gets them their heart on, because that's what's making them money. And it's the
what disturbs me, Ricky, is the amount of neocons in the chat, in the threads that I see, like, just repeating Fox News shit, like, we should have made Iran a piece of glass 40 years ago, and they're on the cusp. It's true. The danger is real, and we really need to go wipe them out. And just, you try to say, hey man, they're running a grift. This is a fucking scheme. It's a complex, a military industrial complex. And it's and it should be stopped. And Trump campaigned, if we recall, I know for sure his first term, he campaigned loud and proud on ending these foreign wars where we lose. Was that you, darling? Heard a bump in the night and my dog went crazy. These foreign wars where we lose blood and treasure, right? The graveyard of empires, with Bush's war. And Trump said that was a mistake and we should have never went over there, and we're done with all that. And then, so we want to see him not get us in a war with Iran. But I see a lot of normal folk, like, I see an alarming number of neocon conservatives that are MAGA. They're MAGA. And so I don't know if Fox says, war's good. They're like, war good. Trump shoot missile good. Like fucking that shit's dumb. But my wife reminded me there hasn't been a good war in a little while. It has been a little minute, really. So
Mhm.
um
It's
I don't know. Human
parrots.
nature.
It's a bunch of parrots. That's what you got. You got so many, especially on social media. And the bad thing about it on social media though is like, man, I seen the comment like it's not very social, but a lot of it,
Mm.
60% of it's bots. It's whatever the computer or whoever told it, like, hey, y'all spread this message right here. So this is good. War good. We need to attack Iran good. And that if that's what the bots are telling everybody,
Mm.
people are buying into it. But we've showed bot farms videos on this show, that, with it's just rooms of computers. And that's who you're talking to, and that's who you argue with. Uh,
Yeah, these phones, these programs.
it's crazy,
We watched that video of that farm.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like I'm curious on the with Iran with Trump striking Iran, and then that little, hey, at 1 o'clock we're going to strike you. By the way, we're going to hit these places. Bullshit that happened. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. I kind of like it was theater to a point. I think that's what I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and the narrative, what they said makes kind of sense. Was when Trump went over there to Saudi Arabia and Qatar and all that. No, they treat him like a king. They had a royal. We show videos of that when he was sitting there, parades for him, and the crown prince came out and met him at the plane and all that shit. I think that was for because he already told them like, hey, look, maybe those countries were worried about Iran having some kind of nuclear probabilities. But on the other side of things, if we look into what's going on right now, if you put two and two together, though, is we're talking about them AI super uh, computers areas and what they're building right now. Like we got one here, we got one in Memphis, and now they're building other ones, and they're going to start using. They're actually what Jason Barker actually shared last week too is they're going to be digging. They're digging down like a mile down and putting many uh, small nuclear reactors to power these AI stations, and they're going to turn around. And so we're going to use nuclear power to power the AI systems over here. They're turning 3 Mile Island back on, using that for AI and these other nuclear reactors. So maybe that's what it was because they had uranium and they had nuclear like for power. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. Maybe they were trying to level that they wouldn't let them get on the level that everybody else wants to be on as AI. Because if they were worried about nuclear bombs, you got Pakistan and India right there, right beside them, who has nuclear bombs right now. You got North Korea, who hates us, supposedly, um, has nuclear bombs right now, But we've messed with somebody that possibly, maybe in the last 30 years, within 6 months. So to me, mindset is that maybe that's what it was about is this new AI technology and using nuclear power to run this new AI technology, or it could have just been all theater. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it becomes the boy who cried wolf, like, right? They've threatened this for so long. They've banged this war drum for so long. Iran's 2 weeks away, 1993. Over and over. In 2000, Iran's 1 month away. I
mhm.
mean, it could be the time. It could be true. What that'd be the um, layer in AI technology. You just Iran big play. They are like fairly hearing about science, right? Scientists.
Oh, I was about to say your internet is breaking up, Dave. As the ACC gets dropped. Oh my goodness. I knew that was about to. I had a feeling that was about to happen. Dave putting on some good points and boom. Watlow, yeah, I don't kind of trust them either. I don't trust politicians really much either. If you look at it, there's got to be some underhanded stuff. Um, I I always go back to if you watch Distinguished Gentlemen, and you can kind of see what's going on in Congress and what's going on in DC. If you go back and watch that movie, if you haven't seen it, I think you still can watch it on YouTube for free. And it's a pretty good movie, and it's going to let you know like it really does. Oh, here he comes. All right,
There we go.
take two.
I'm looking at this AI overview. Yes, Iran has launched several initiatives and programs to develop AI. Uh, comprehensive strategy they launched in June of 24. Wanted to position Iran among the top 10 by 34. That was their goal. It sounds like they're behind in the pack, but I mean, if energy's the big part of it, the big puzzle piece, you know what I mean? Power and the fucking supercomputer, if that's the deal, then I don't know. Interesting angle, though. I'll keep that one in mind.
Yeah, so just a different. As always, kind of like Mike Strange says on Troubled Minds, there's no truce here. We're just kind of throwing ideas and theories and possibilities and letting y'all know. For sure, it's a possibility because we're for the United States is trying to get everything up and running by 2029. Of course, to be ready for by 2030 when all hell's supposed to break loose. Is if you listen to a lot of people, a lot of the, not doomsday, but lots of powers that be is like everything kind of culminating on that 2030
Pertaining to Agenda 2030, sort of,
yeah,
and
with
that sort of thing.
kind of with population and control and digital money and possibility social credit scores and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff that have been kind of hinting and poking around at is it's supposed to be their plans to be supposed to be here at 2030. So we got 5 years. Woohoo! Let's get her, baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna keep moving forward.
That's it.
There
Keep
was
on
some
keeping on.
concern over Palantir and some of these real IDs and stuff. I haven't dug into any of that crap. I don't have the energy to. That's what the rest of the community is for. And then y'all tell me what y'all think. But fuck, uh, it seems like inevitable. Like it just seems like there's not. It's gonna happen. But
Yeah, like right now, the
you
real
hate to
ID is
see
you don't have it, but if you want to, um, let me look it up. Let me make sure. Who needs real ID? Yeah, that's in the top 3 searches. I didn't even have to say who needs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone 18 years or older who plans to fly domestically or visit certain federal facilities will need a real ID starting May of 25. So we're here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as they
Who
may
wants
face
to
delays or
fly
additional
domestically?
screening at airport security if they don't have it. Those who do not have a real ID compliant driver's license or stated as they may face delays or additional screening. So it's saying you can still fly, but it's just you might be double checked. They'll check for a hernia twice for you, just in case, and bring out the mistletoe at the while obtaining a real ID is necessary for specific federal purposes, it is not mandatory for everyday activities like driving, voting, or accessing non-federal services. It says regular driver's license and IDs will still be available for those who do not wish to have one right now. Of course, as always, everything gets put out slowly but surely. What's up, Hiker? Hiker emoji is in the house on the Rumble. Make sure I missed nobody on the YouTube. No. So yep. As I said before, lurkers, please, if you want to be recognized, hell, reach out and chat. We'll recognize you. Let you know we're here. What do you on a different note? What do you think about that mayor the potential mayor of New York City? Have you looked into any of that?
So he's like a card carrying communist, right? Like a super
Oh,
radical.
oh yeah. He's there. Just call him Stalin.
I saw a summary of the guy. So what did he make it through, like a primary or something? And he's like, I mean, what? Or is he going to be inaugurated in? I mean, what's the deal there?
Well,
I thought he was in.
No, he's got they're still working on it, and pretty much he's got the Democrat nod. So I mean, that would be wild that, if enough people actually, because they're so scared of him, actually turn and voted Republican mayor in New York City, because of
I've been waiting on New York to reverse course, like for real.
I'm that's my curiosity. Like, is that going to happen? Are they actually going to turn New York City red to keep from this guy getting in, or they're going to allow it? I know there's a lot of people talking about. I mean, there's like warnings telling the Jewish population there to get the hell out of New York and run. And then
well,
if
they got
he's
those
actually
sewers, they can always go down into those.
Yeah, they got them little hidey holes and stuff for sure.
I should stop. You should be careful.
We have to be careful.
Tim Pool.
We are on YouTube.
Tim Pool. You should be
we're on the category comedy on YouTube, so maybe that'll help on the because we're just making jokes here. Ha ha.
That's all. Just clowning around.
That's it. We are just funny guys.
Go get your vaccines, people. We're pro-vaccine.
But yeah, it's because he's talking about taking over grocery stores. I got video on that, and I got a video over the housing he wants to do. And they've tried with the grocery stores and stuff, and like it's always failed. All the grocery stores closed every time they try to be state owned, and there's not by profit. They and nobody. They lower the profit margin, and just being honest, there's not a lot of profit margin in grocery stores. It really ain't. I mean, you would think it's a lot, but there really is not a lot of profit margin. I spent first 10 years of my working career in the grocery business. There's not a lot of profit margin there. You're only looking at maybe, I think what was the number it used to be, like 16%, 15%. That's not a lot. So I mean, if you have a major something happen, that eats in that 15% really bad. Um, and a lot of times they sell a lot of stuff below value just to get like a lot of, but only losing like paper towels, toilet paper. Like when they have big sales like that, they'll sell them like just right below cost just to get people in there. But
I don't even know what the fuck communism would look like on a state level within the greater apparatus of a federal conglomerate of states. Like one of them is, I mean, it's just so crazy. What happens with like interstate commerce, uh, state to state business? Like he wants to take it's ridiculous. You're going to take people's private property. These, I mean, essentially, like we're going to take all these condos and apartments so we can control housing. Same with grocery stores and food. You know, what are we talking about here? It's wild. It's
I,
asinine.
and I don't think he really could. Like the mayor don't have that kind of power. The mayor doesn't have. He's got to go through the councils and stuff. So it's not like he says we're going to do this right here and we're going to do it. I mean, he has to get a vote. He can suggest things, and I think that's what people are forgetting about. Like like a mayor doesn't. He has a lot of push and pull now. What's going on, and Lucy has he has people around him that push the same idea. So if we all voted all in the same boat, but if he don't have a city council that's around him and agrees what he's got to say, he's gonna be able to do none of this stuff. He's just talking out his ass. I mean, truly, yeah, yeah. But let me play a couple videos for people who can see who hadn't been keeping up with this chaos. I'm just curious on how it's going to go down there. Look at this.
Further toward the Vienna model, we'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects that offer good homes and strong communities to everyone. We won't decommodify housing overnight, but we know what we have to do, and we have history to guide us. Go further.
And then, where's the grocery one? Let's see. I got Uncle Bill. Yeah, here's the grocery one. Let me play it real quick. Then we'll talk.
Skyrocket. Some stores are even using grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you. Grocery prices are...
I hate when people got that little bitty mic and walk around with their hand. And it's a lapel mat. Why don't you put it on your lapel and do it like it's made to do? It's the stupidest. I don't know. It's just one of my irks of seeing people do that. But let's see on here. Somebody asked Grok what they said. Government-owned grocery stores have a mixed history, with many failing due to financial losses and competition. Erie Market in Kansas lost $132,000 in 2022, relying on taxpayer subsidies while struggling against nearby Walmart and Dollar General. Baldwin Market in Florida closed in 2024 after even failing to break even. Illinois' 2018 initiative saw 4 of 6 funded stores close despite $13.5 million in state funds. Says, of course, these failures burden taxpayers, diverting funds from other services.
So they did this dumb shit in Chicago, is what that means.
Yeah, they've done it around already. We've tried it. It don't work. There's history shows that it don't work over and over again. It absolutely don't work. Every time it's failed. It's like, oh, it'll work this time. It'll work this time. Where was it? I seen it might have been on that one. There was one. It was a. Let me scroll down here. It might have been on this chat right here. I seen a funny meme. Somebody was trying to. There it is. Everyone else tried this has gotten hurt. Everybody else did the wrong way as they stick that fork in the economy light socket. How socialism works right here. Free stuff. You. Yeah, and the government.
That's right. The famous Margaret Thatcher quote. The problem with socialism is you always run out of other people's money.
Exactly. Who's going to fund this stuff? Who's going to fund, they're already in major debt. Who's going to fund buying up these properties and doing all this, what's up, Dash 241? Appreciate you popping in here. Yeah, who's going yeah. The government will take care of you without lubrication, no problem. But now it's who's going to pay for that stuff in New York? Absolutely. Who's going to go? They're going to go buy all these properties, and as much property value is in New York. It's not like buying a little property like down here. It's $150,000 or $250,000. You're looking at $1 million, for a little piece of land. And if an apartment complex on that thing's probably worth 20, 30, $50 million or where the hell. So they're going to buy it up and change it.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's like paying you with your own coin. The mayor, to be this guy that wants to be mayor, he's saying we're going to buy and create with city state money these chain of grocery stores that are given tax breaks, and we can pass that savings on to you. So like in theory, it sounds good until you remember, like, how the fuck does any government have money? Solely through taxes, right? So you shouldn't have 20 fucking million, because if you're taxing beyond what is necessary to run an efficient government and keep the roads up to par, and you have a slush fund of 20 million to do this fucking pet commie project, then you've been fucking us already for a really long time, right? And that's the real story.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's these double sets of books and these towns and these provinces and these states and shit actually do run at a profit, and it is a business. Of course, Washington D.C. is completely out of hand. Just absurd. They print money. They have a fucking money printer, the Federal Reserve, and they have the slaves with their social security numbers as collateral. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you want to build some grocery stores with our tax money and then sell us cheap food back to us. Like, we're still the consumer at the bottom of the fucking pyramid scheme.
Absolutely. Hey, Monique. We got Monique in the house now. Up on the YouTube. I'll read Das's comment there. He said he don't need sex. He gets effed by the government every day. So it's, but he's down in down in Australia. Crikey. It's crazy. Let me show a kind of feel better video. Back in 2020, Newsom told Californians they couldn't celebrate, Independence Day with fireworks or gatherings. So the great state of California said, lot of fireworks.
Bro, it's all in concert. Like, what is it, midnight or some shit?
Must be.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They're going ham, bro. Big cakes.
They
Lighting
are.
big cakes. Yeah.
All across the whole. I wonder. They don't say what city it was, but that's
Gotta
pretty
be
cool.
LA, right?
It's got to be.
It's huge. This looks like GTA 6. They're finally gonna come out with it.
It does. But yeah, it's and even California can say, give a middle finger and go, nope, we're going to sit there and celebrate.
That's bad. That's bad when Los Angeles says, "Fuck you, tyrant."
Yeah.
Because usually
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
didn't stop doing
"Govern me
anything.
harder, daddy."
Again, I didn't stop doing anything. I had.
Beautiful sight.
It is.
Beautiful sight.
That's it. That's a little feel better. Which in 2 days will be Friday will be July 4th. Hopefully everybody will be spending time with their families if they can. If they shooting off a few fireworks or at least eating some good food.
So, am I correct? Next year's a big one, right? Next year is 250 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 1776. Yeah.
2026, 250 years. There's a little Trump at the end there.
Yeah, put a little Trump at the end. Yeah, it says California showed true spirit tonight. Remember, rebellion is in our heritage for sure. So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good one though.
And that was back in 2020, or was that when he tried to make that was when they did that?
Mm-hmm.
The year he was like, no gatherings.
Yeah, y'all got, that was back in the bubble days where they were putting everybody.
Yeah.
And
that was some fucked up shit, man. They
it
took
was
us through the ringer there, man. We really tolerated a lot, man. That was like a very traumatic, man.
Lucky for, we're down here in Mississippi, so at least it was they weren't as crazy down here, especially far, from more little cities. They weren't too bad, but if you get out, it's like, man, everybody's insane. I know I went to Gatlinburg, and which was pretty cool in Tennessee, but until I went to the aquarium, and this lady shot hand sanitizer on my hand. It's like, you're taking this. I'm like, I ain't taking that crap. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't know what you got in your hand. I don't know what's in that bottle. And she sprayed it on me, and I wiped it all on the walls right in front of her. And she got a little upset with me, but she got over it, and I walked through the aquarium and with everybody, and it was wild times. Mr. Duffy is now in the house. Mr. Duffy gonna drop some facts on us tonight. I know he is. He always lights that chat up.
We should have any journalist that pumped lies. And people like Fauci. I read Fauci's fixing to have to give some testimony. I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to see some accountability. But anybody that pumped lies while knowing the risks of the vaccine, and you've got people like Travis Kelce, made more from Pfizer than he did playing football, supposedly, for all those cool propaganda influencer commercials that he did, pushing that shot, man.
Yeah, I mean, and now it's it's more and more stuff that's coming out. Like as they're digging, how much truth is in it. I don't know, but the more you hear, and it seems more liable. Like they're talking about the hepatitis B vaccine. If they gave it to infants, they had 1,135% increase in autism if they took it instead of being older. And then they turn around and they figured that out, and they just like, well, we're not putting none of the older kids in it no more, so it won't be that variable. It's that's what RFK come out and said. I got a video of him saying that. I think I put it on the lunch show. Here it is. Oh, let me show this video real quick. It's right there together. Huh. This is an ADD moment right here, but they got the first pick in the 2025 Alligator Alcatraz right here. So look at that big old gator from Mont Bellevue, Texas.
Yeah.
He knows that.
I showed it on the lunch show Thursday. No, what day? Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. But yeah, here you go.
What you would do if you wanted to find the answer, which is to compare outcomes in a fully vaccinated group to health outcomes in an unvaccinated group. And CDC did that study in 1999. They brought in a team of scientists under a Belgian researcher named Thomas Verstraeten, and they looked at the data. They looked at children who had received the hepatitis vaccine within the first 30 days of life, and compared those children to children who had received the vaccine later or not at all. And they found an 1,135% elevated risk of autism among the vaccinated children. And it shocked them. They kept the study secret, and then they manipulated it through 5 different iterations to try to bury the link. And, we know how they did it. They got rid of all the older children, essentially, and just had younger children who were too young to be diagnosed. And they stratified the data, and they did a lot of other tricks. And all of those studies were the subject of that kind of trickery.
I like to see all these damn doctors and shit that put this shit out and found this and then hid it from everybody. They need to lock all them some bitches up. And they lock them all up. They want to turn around and, and put that measure in back in the 80s where you couldn't sue vaccine manufacturers, and all of a sudden, boom, they exploded. And now you get all these consequences and stuff. That's, you got SIDS and stuff like that came in after, you start seeing that more and more after all them boom of vaccines. And of course, we're not doctors, and we're not telling medical advice.
Man, no. Get the vaccine. You see?
We'll break your leg.
Hey, give me all of I want all the vaccines.
What you would do if you wanted to.
And while we're right here on crazy stuff they're doing, Japan is doing human trials for new purple lab-made blood. So they're supposed to be able to use it in any blood type. Who's raising their hand to get that put in your system real quick?
Yum. Ooh.
Maybe vampires are real.
If you're gonna fucking bleed out and die, and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
If there's no Mobile One synthetic lying around, I guess I'll use some Quaker State 1040. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird though. That's awful weird. We're getting into a weird little sci-fi Borg world. Everybody's gonna have upgrades soon. I see it coming, man. That's the next phase, is the Neuralink phase, and it's not going to be just for people to be able to have abilities that they don't normally have, but it'll be cosmetic, recreational. You know what I mean? Because it'll be augmentation, shit like that.
Because that's when they'll start making money with it. When they're when it's just helping people is one thing, but when they actually start spreading it out and actually like, yeah, you need this too. Yeah, yeah, get this right here, And then you got CRISPR doing all this gene therapy and changing, like China's, trying to develop the best, kids and stuff right now with gene therapy. It's
Mm.
and you put stuff like, then you have the Neuralink type things. I mean, we're living in a sci-fi world. We really are with AIs, um, and Neuralink, and it's technology is one of them things like they can tap into. You can make is the process like do they have to do like updates? So is it Wi-Fi so you can connect to the Wi-Fi? If it is, and then it can be hacked, and then they can then you can see whatever. It's just if you go down a dark and scary thought process there, you could see whatever. Then you could see. Uh, they could tap in and go, okay, you got intruders in your house. Um, James, uh, James, will know which one it was. I forget one of which comic book it is. I bet James will know. But I know, I think it was, who was it? But he messed with Wolverine's mind, and he made it think everybody was in the X Mansion was evil, and so Wolverine went there and killed all of them. Then to come to find out, he was killing his teammates and stuff because he thought they were somebody else. And that same process is they could do that. I mean, they could, if they can hack and start feeding whatever they want to in your brain. I mean, like with a Neuralink, they could feed whatever they want to in your brain. Like, hey, this is like Neo, like I know kung fu now. Well, I know communism now. I know, feed this garbage agenda bullshit in your head. It's one of them things where it's good. It could be positive. It has very good positive outreach, and things could be help a lot of people. But there's too many evil son of bitches out there that's going to take advantage of it and manipulate it and use it for money and evil purposes for sure.
Yucky. Yucky. Yeah.
That's all right, James. I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure if you remember that one. I have it in the top of my head. I can hear it. I think I know the name of who it was, but uh, I think it's part like one of the part of the Sinister Seven or something like that. I don't know. I never read it, but I know other people talked about it and stuff like that. I remember seeing something on it. Let me catch you on Mr. Duffy's chat here. He's hammering, and I wish I could type as fast as Mr. Duffy. That's all I gotta say. He spits out some knowledge. We had to get Mr. Duffy come on. If you don't want to call in, Mr. Duffy, you're welcome to call in and let her rip. Oh, you don't have to acknowledge me, you guys. No, you're good, man. I appreciate you. Like I said, I appreciate you keep coming back and keep on spitting fire out when you do. Get that stuff out real quick. Yeah. Dead air, dead air. My bad. But yeah, it's a wild, wild world where on that stuff. It's um he's our overlords or whatever. Said you guys have
Master.
yeah.
Master.
And the bad thing is like some of the things I see nowadays, if I seen it probably 5 years ago, maybe or longer ago, I never would have believed it whatsoever. I believe you're just fringe, insane, on something. But now, as I've gotten older and I've seen so much stuff, and and looked into so much history and looked into so many things. Now is it really has, nothing surprised me. All this stuff. No, you ain't pissing us off. I like I said, I appreciate you popping up on it. But yeah, I think we uh, I think a lot of the extreme has some truth in it now. It's coming over. Uh-oh. Did I just lose my camera? Yep. It should come back in just a second. Oh well. Can you still hear me, Dave?
Yes, sir. I still
All
hear
right.
you.
Yeah, we don't have a camera, it'd be all right. Just did some kind of error. It'd be okay. Um we don't have some kind of technical difficulty. Hell, we ain't having a good show. Absolutely. Oh, let me share this fun video, and then for a while. It's an AI video, but it's a fun video, and I'll see if I can figure out my camera while y'all watch this silly thing.
We're backing in hard! We're backing in hard!
Oh,
Let's make some bad decisions.
nice AI shit. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Did you bring any food?
Tall boys only. We're fasting for freedom. Honey, are you sure you tightened that drain plug? The boat's taking on a lot of water. Hold my beer. Watch this.
These AI videos are getting out of control. Dude, AI Bigfoot is the funniest shit. I'm really tweaking right now. That dude's fucking hilarious.
They made my damn computer go nuts there.
That's funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny as hell. The burnout into the flipping the boat into the water.
Yeah, right.
And the tall boys.
AI made the trailer tires spin.
Yeah, I see that. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
AI is slick retarded, man.
It is.
It
It really, really is. Let me play this little fun video, and then we'll get back serious for a second here. My computer's acting a damn fool, but I think we all need to do this, Dave. We'll get together. I'll get popped for that music. Tank paintball.
Oh wow.
Think that would be awesome. Think that would be awesome right there.
Yeah, that's kick ass. Yeah.
Yeah, those AI Bigfoot videos, Duffy, Mr. Duffy. Yeah, it's they crack me up too. So I could be running. It's got a bigger log than me.
I mean, it almost seems like it's they're pretty funny, and the guy, it's almost like it's a voiceover. You know what I mean? Like, is it purely AI? I know the videos are, but like the image, the visual, but like it's almost like I don't know. That's really good. If not, because the comedic element, it's very funny, and I wonder if a guy isn't doing the voiceover.
But
I
nice.
don't know.
I think they're using that new with that new
It's
system they got.
straight up AI.
It's straight up AI. It's amazing what it can do.
Damn.
Yeah, I
I
seen
mean,
one the other
but
day.
they're
We're talking.
feeding it. They're feeding it jokes though, sort of, right? They're like, we want you to
Yeah.
talk about fucking tweaking and running through the woods, eating
Oh
mushrooms,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
working
yeah.
out, and they're telling it parameters, I guess, at least.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You put everything you want in there. You want kind of ideas and stuff, and then it'll tell
And
you.
then it
It'll tell them.
fucking puts it all
Absolutely.
together.
Hmm. Absolutely. It's wild. It's I see one. It was sitting there, and he's Bigfoot was hosting a talk show, and he turned around and it was like, and what asked the girl, what do you think? And he was like, well, she was like, I think he needs to have a Lamborghini and six figures and like 6'3". And he's like, he's like, you're going to have a forklift to pick up your expectations and you. Like, what the hell is some of them
seen
kind of slick stuff, and they can get away with some stuff.
She asked the guy, how tall are you? And he said, yeah, how much do you weigh? And she's like, what? You don't ask a girl that? And he's like, I'm all for equality. And so, don't fucking ask me how tall I am if you don't want me to ask you how much you weigh. I was like, that's fair,
Mm-hmm.
I hate the new generation is like that. I feel bad for the guys dating now, because you see like that a lot. These girls are like, I guess the influencer girls, like the fake TikTok girls or whatever. But yeah, they expect like he needs to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. He needs to be so tall and so handsome, and I don't want to do shit except for be spoiled. And it's like,
Yeah, no cooking, no cleaning.
Run for if you have all those things, if you're that tall, handsome guy with lots of money, like run for the fucking hills and go get you a good girl. Don't go with her. Like, good Lord, man. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I feel bad for the single folks.
What's that one talk show they have all them people come on all the time, and there was one woman and she was like 50 or 60, and she was talking about what she expected and all this kind of stuff, and the host was just like, you're delusional,
everybody
buddy.
should have standards, but like what sucks is what you're not hearing much of is like he needs to be funny, kind, considerate, faithful. Like it's these superficial parameters, like I expect this, it gets really rich whenever it's like, I got 4 kids, they're my world, I don't really want to have sex, but you can be my partner as long as you pay for everything. Like that type of shit. Like,
yeah, they all want sugar daddies.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, I just want sugar daddy. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to clean. I want to do nothing. I mean, and it's pushing a lot of young girls. And it is absolutely, but it's pushing these young girls to think this, like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how you should think. This is how you should act. And like, and it's like, no, that's not the real world. That's not how things really, work. But you see all these people like, they break up because their friends told them to, or they get a divorce because their friends told them to, and then they turn around and they're miserable, and I can't find nobody because it's sad. It's a crazy world. It's hard to, if you are single, it's hard. It's a hard world to be in, because it's hard to find any good people that are looking for character and
the saddest. Sorry, Ricky. The saddest thing I ever heard was this girl, and she was like, I know how valuable I am and how desirable I am, and that's why I have these high expectations of a man, and that I'm going to be that I'll be in a relationship with. And the guy was like, well, how do you know you're hot stuff and you're all these things? And she's like, Well, I mean, like every guy I meet wants to have sex with me, and like I can have sex with any guy I want, and the guy was like, honey, you know, any girl can have sex anytime they want, pretty much. That's not the measure. The measure is like, where's this solid dude that wants to marry you? Like, and he's not there because you're basing everything around your sexual appeal and promiscuity, and it's tragic. It's tragic, but
Mhm.
you know, that's part of demoralizing communist effect as well. Not to sound like an old boomer, but it truly is. The demoralizing aspect is to like whittle away at any standard of morality, of traditional uh, relationship parameters and that sort of thing. Like wait until you're married and stuff, and uh, and that has an effect on society and on the youth, on the family. Look at our family unit. Divorce is super high. You don't have as many nuclear families, and you just
Mhm.
look at the crime and all the heartache that comes when there's not a dad around and you don't have that nuclear unit around a child to raise them up. The kids come out fucked up. I know I did, and so many others. I mean,
I mean,
yeah. So I really wish we could get back right, and maybe start moving back the right direction on that. Um, I don't know, man. Kids today, a lot of youth, that stuff's not cool to them, though. You know what I mean? Like anything, they view it as religious and restrictive, and but um, freedom comes with the responsibility to also be moral and do the right things and that sort of thing, and we got to get
mhm.
back to that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you see it so much that people, they base everything on social media pull, or like I said, looks. And remember, like, looks are only for a moment. It's kind of like your, if you're athletic sports moment, or if you're a fighter, you got a certain window. Your looks, you got a certain window until you're gonna get a little older. You're gonna get, things are gonna not look the same as you did when you were 20 years old. And so, I mean, you only have a window. And so you have to look for people that's got character, it's got a good heart, it's got,
Mm,
um, good moral standard of, and actually, and hopefully these people, then people, if you're looking, it's like, man, if somebody has some common sense, a little bit, at least a touch. I mean, because there's so many that just, and no drive to do anything. They don't want to do anything, want to sit on their ass, and just don't want to. And it's not how things can get done, or you get positive, or do anything. If those things do shit that hit the fan, what are they gonna do? If you bring them into your little community, and things are gone haywire, what are they going? What can you bring to help that community be better? If you can't have nothing, they're not going to let you stay. If you can't contribute, if you're just a burden and just eat, if you get Walking Dead level, areas, like on the show, if things hit that bad, I mean, that's what it would be. You're like, all right, now you need to go. All you doing is eating and sleeping, and you're not contributing nothing. Go on down the road. You don't know how to do. You don't know how to pick up a hammer. You don't know how to weld. You don't know how to garden. You don't know how to anything. And people, a lot of these trades are, such loss to so many people. And then you got crazy people like this video right here that think, it's just going to be a bunch of people getting fired pretty soon. This woman was like, "Hey, we're going to show them."
What if millions of us stopped working, stopped spending, and stopped producing all at the same time? There's a movement brewing. It's called the People's Sick Day, and what it is a 3-day economic blackout. That means no work, no shopping, no production, just pause. 3 days where we remind the system that without us, nothing moves. But here's the twist. We're not giving out the dates until 48 hours before, because we don't want to give the corporations time to plan and stop us from having this happen. Because let's be honest, if they knew what we were planning, they'd shut it down before it even started. This isn't a protest. This is a strategic disruption to the machine that feeds off of our hard work and labor. If you want to be a part of it, go to thepeoplesickday.com, join the Discord, and join the movement. This is how we stand up against what is happening in our country. We need to shut it down. We need to shut it down. So go to thepeoplesickday.com, sign up for the Discord, and you can get more information there.
So pretty soon it's going to be, you're going to have 48 hours. You're going to have a few days that you can actually get to the store, and it's going to be peaceful. And there's not going to be nobody in your way. And it's going to be nice for about 3 days. So pay attention. I don't know. Silly stuff like that. I mean, I get the gist of the thought process, I think, looking on both sides, but you know, they tried this last year, or was it earlier this year? They tried to, you know, a day of nothing. Of course, you know, nobody, a small percentage
I mean,
did anything, didn't participated.
yeah.
You know,
Monique put in the chat earlier that Walmart, even though they're worth all these the Waltons are worth all this money, they still get like billions in subsidies. Like, that's insane. Like, I can't fathom that. We're always going on about these foreign aid packages and stuff, but like, yeah, start looking at these subsidies that are given to prop up this industry, that industry. I mean, you know, who knows what kind of sweetheart back scratching is really going on. It's just so convoluted. The whole thing is rotten to the core. Yeah, you heard a horseshoe theory where it's like the radical sides are so radical that are almost close on some stuff. So like the communist wants to burn the system down because he thinks capitalism is this great evil and the source of all his woes, when he's really a lazy piece of garbage. Then there's me, and I'm so radical that I realize the system is sick to the core. And for different reasons, we both think the system needs to be like overhauled. You know, one would destroy, I would overhaul, but you know, there's almost an overlap of necessity, because there is the problem with our money system, with these mega corporations. Basically, we don't have a constitutional republic anymore. We have like this oligarchical, technocratic, where even the businesses, you know, big business is part of the leadership oligarchy. So let's come up with a word. We need to put klepto in there somewhere. Klepto oligarchical technocratic franchise elitism or something like that. I'll come up with it, and then we'll coin it. But basically,
I'll put it on a shirt.
Yeah. Well, that would be, yeah, it needs to be a long ass word then, something like anti-disestablishmentarianism or something like that. But
yeah, you come up with a big ass word. I'll put it on a shirt, and then we'll see if we can sell it. At least it'll be funny looking on the shirt either way.
It's sad though that we do have a collection of rulers who we didn't elect, that are there because of power, money, influence. There truly is a swamp. The swamp even goes outside of DC. It goes into big business. And that's where it's convoluted, because, you know, you want to be laissez-faire, free market, capitalist, like, you know, it's the free market, but it's not a free market when the government's putting its finger on the scale to the tune of billions to do this industry, and then you can run tariffs and do different things, and there's manipulation that takes place. So it's not a free market. It's a casino is what it is. But, you know, I guess I'm the conservative version of they're not doing free market right, and I'm sticking my finger in the plug, right? Like I'm the version of that meme that's like they're not doing laissez-faire capitalism. It's this other thing of klepto oligarchy, but it really is though. I mean, I just sound like a hypocrite.
No, I mean it's um, yeah, it's all the way around. There's and like you said, there's so many people. There's so many people. Uh, I seen somebody post a meme today about you know we were talking fussing about it was fussing that people are fussing about that potential mayor of New York, but we're not fussing about Cash Patel that we elected, um, which is like, you idiots, we didn't elect Cash Patel. He was he was told to have this position. Trump appointed him. So that's one of them things. Like there's so many people that are appointed. It's just a reminder of that. Just there's so many people are appointed that we don't have control of that whatsoever. Like we vote for certain people, and then they appoint people all the way around, and it happens in the state. There's in city government and state government, there's appointees all over the place. So that's when you're not paying attention to your local governments, your city governments, and you're not paying attention to your county or your state, and guarantee if you're not paying attention to them, you're not paying attention to the uh, you know national government, other than who the hell is presidency, then that's what the problem, the true one of the issues is when people are actually paying attention. Because you're not, if all you're looking at just who they are, who the presidency is, then you don't know how everything runs. You don't understand how the other thing. You got these lifelong swamp eating fucking politicians that's been in there for 40 years, 30 years, sucking us dry of everything they can get. Multi-million-dollar people can come in and they're broke as hell, and now they're worth multi-million dollars. Why? Because of lobbyists, some of APAC, because of all the numbers like we posted last week. Um, I, Last week I showed a bunch of clips of uh, APAC numbers of how many hundreds of $1,000s of donations to all these people. They only make 200,000. That's for the Congress and stuff, and it goes and the shit runs downhill. You go all the way down to the state and the local. Uh, maybe it's like I remember years ago, Flynn, who he's the one that owns uh, 107.1, and he owns a bunch of radio stations in Memphis, among other things.
Okay.
And he ran for Congress, and he spent all his money that he was donated, and he spent $3 or $5 million of his own money to get elected to a position that only pays $150,000 at that time, $150,000 a year. That return on investment is not very good unless it truly he is truly, I mean, unless he just truly feels like, man, I need to be that person to be in there and do the right thing. And I imagine there's a handful of people that do feel that way, but that it just shows, and it just says, local, it's just Memphis. It happens all over the place. And if you're willing to spend millions of dollars to get into a position that only pays you 150,000, then there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of lobbyists, a lot of groups. And I was saying, when you disappear for a second, before I disappeared for a second, if you watch the movie Distinguished Gentleman, it says it in there all the time. It shows all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna find that clip and play it in a second. But let me double check the chat. We're rock and rolling. We're dropping chats, rock and rolling. We're dropping Bible verses and everything.
Oh yeah, that verse, by the way, it says something to the effect of charm is deceitful and beauty is fading, but a woman who fears Yahweh, she shall be praised. In other words, like, being Yeah, well, being charming and being cutesy is one thing, and being beautiful and young is one thing. But those aren't the attributes that you should seek in a partner. But Monique pointed out that old people are beautiful too, and of course,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, of course.
We love old people. Old people are the best. Some say that I am quite old myself. I'm not, but of course, but they say it anyway.
It's all who you talk to.
People, especially in Florida.
Yeah, it's all who you talk to.
Speaking of old people, shout out to my grandparents. Gonna see them tomorrow. I'll see them tomorrow. So
Awesome.
they're definitely not watching or nothing like that. But anyway, shout out all the same.
Yeah, still give them love and stuff. That's gonna be good. It's for everybody gets to spend some time with the families, and like I said, gets to eat. Enjoy that moment, because time's not here forever now. We need to enjoy what time we can. But yeah,
That's right.
For you. But first, I've got to get your positions on a few issues. Now, where are you on sugar price supports?
Sugar price supports. Where should I be, Terry?
Shit, it makes no difference to me. If you're for them, I got money for you from my sugar producers in Louisiana and Hawaii. If you're against them, I got money for you from the candy manufacturers.
You pick.
Let's say 4.
Yeah, 4.
How about putting limits on malpractice awards?
Well, you tell me.
Well, if you're for them, I got money from the doctors and insurance companies. If you're against them, I got money from the trial lawyers. Let's put you down as against.
Yeah, you know what? Put me down for against.
How about pizza?
Oh, no, this salad's going to be enough for me.
Not for lunch, old buddy. For pack money.
You thought I was serious? He's fucking with you.
Well, you are.
Fucking with you. I'll go. Terry, tell me something. With all this money coming in from both sides, how can anything possibly ever get done?
It doesn't. That's the genius of the system.
seeing that line, seeing that movie years ago, has stuck to me, to my core, for whatever reason. It truly has. It has stuck to me, to my core. Get back to where I was now, because I had to look that up. But yeah, it's what was I showing about the show here? Oops. It's a wild, wild world we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at poor. I know this show's been kind of more leaning more political today. I apologize. It is what it is. Look at Philly.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This shit is nasty.
What is it?
You're not picking up the trash in Philly. Man.
Oh shit! Damn.
The city cut off
Where
trash
all this
pickup.
trash come from? You
That's
gotta be
wow.
Yeah, it's
Man, what's going on up there?
it's a blue city.
Maybe they should create a chain of stores that go around and pick up trash that pass savings on to the community. Oh wait, the government already runs that.
Exactly.
It's going great.
I saw somebody else post this video here, and I had to save it in my bookmarks, and might have saved it, but
reducing population growth. That's this big benefit. Key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. If we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic.
We are not doctors. We are not giving out doctor advice. We don't agree or disagree with what they said, Mr. YouTube. So do not knock me. But
yeah, no, if they say there's too many people, yeah, for sure there's too many people.
It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be too many people. They say there is.
People are bad. Computers are good.
Even though,
yuck.
Even though it shows like.
As the AMOC slows, the northern hemisphere cools. That cooling shifts the tropical rain band south, and the monsoons effectively miss regions that count on them for up to 90% of their yearly precipitation, directly impacting food security for over 2 billion people. As the AMOC slows.
One of them things where, now they're talking, in the early 1950s, what this is taught, the CIA translated a Soviet scientific report titled "The Earth's Magnetic Field and the World Ocean," and they're talking about the North Pole is moving. Let's see, I think it's oh yeah, there's a thread right here. That's what I was like I say. I thought it was. Here's where the North Pole is moving across. So it's changing every year and actually moving more and more. And in a few more years, it's going to be, the North Pole is going to be in Russia. North Pole is shifting towards Siberia at a speed of 30 to 50 kilometers per year. Between 1995.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Knock my mic off.
Shit.
Yeah, that's and that's what they're a lot of the theories on the weather and stuff like that. It's been so different and stuff. Like, they're talking about we're as hot as it is right now. And one of the reasons it's so hot right now because of that, we're it's like we're in the weather. 1st of July is like the weather of August, so it's, I don't know if it's being hot as it is right now. Does that mean August is going to be hotter or what Lucy, for sure around here, Lucy, August is hot as one of the hottest months in the year. But in July, I'm just, one of them curiosities there, they're talking about it. It's moving. Trump actually said it'll get cold again, which they've been talking about it for a long, long time about the Earth is supposed to cool back in the 70s. They said the Earth going to cool, and then they changed their mind and they said it was going to get hot and global warming and climate change. And now the ice sheets are getting thicker, so they don't know what the hell is going on, but just throwing
Earth's
some more.
climate also changes pretty radically over the course of, like, say, 10,000 years. It can shift from being extremely hot to extremely cold. You can really go down a deep rabbit hole if you read about ice ages.
So interesting. That's
That how much Earth's climate has changed, and even where the magnetically where the poles are has shifted over time.
So on the climate change issue, I'm fully convinced. After all these years, Even though we may not know exactly what is causing climate change, we suspect it's the sun. We have a lot of evidence to show that it's probably the sun. Very high percentage, like I would say 90% we're sure.
Yeah. And which they've already started doing that up in England. Here's another fun video for old Zuck.
You have an underground tunnel.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Well, I have
USA?
this ranch in Kauai. Yeah. Where there's this whole thing where people were like, there's this whole meme about how people are saying I built this like bunker underground. It's like more of underground storage
Bring
type
it up.
situation. But yeah, no, it's
Oh, wow. Zucky got that bunky. What's under the ground is more water, right?
it's basically what you just said. It's sort of a tunnel that just goes to another building.
Yeah.
You have an underground tunnel.
The powers that be are building underground stuff. I think we played this video
And
today.
one way to deal with that is to make sure we don't bet the ranch on one planet. So I think the first is a solar minimum, where you get big drops in the economy and the agriculture, and you can't feed the population.
Right.
So
because there are changes in climate because of the distance of the Earth from the sun.
Right.
And that changes.
Right. So we know throughout history we go through periods of solar minimum.
So they are worried about climate change, but they don't think it's coming from your suburban.
Right. It's not coming from human behavior. Now there are environmental problems coming from human behavior.
For sure.
And those
That's
are,
for sure.
Right.
For the record, I have one friend who's very well informed who has convinced me that that is real.
The other thing is it appears to me, if you go back through history, every 10,000, 12,000 years, we have, some kind of huge disaster.
An extinction event.
A near extinction event. I think that whether it's a pole shift, a magnetic pole shift is one of the, theories of what causes these events. But there is a history of near extinction event. The answer to this is I think there is real concern.
There's some wild theories just to look at.
That's that girl I like, Catherine Austin Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very smart lady.
Some random wild stuff to look at. Let me back out here. I know, Dave, you got you a long ride tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead. I know they won't nobody. Yeah, it's no big deal, Monique. Everything gonna be okay. What's up, Jason? Appreciate you trying to listen at least. Up on the Rumble. Yeah. So I know you got your long ride. So let me play some of the feel good videos. We got to play some of them before we get out of here. I know they're gonna pop me on the video, but got to have your helper there help you work on your car,
Sweet golden retriever, boy.
Golden retrievers are great. They're so smart and sweet.
Sparkle.
Look at this little
Sparkle.
Cats with threatening aura.
She got a little engine going.
Fuck, chainsaw, man.
No lie.
That thing's thumping.
Sparkle.
This is a pretty good video. That's a big ass bird.
bites your nose off.
Getting that water, little shots of that water.
Yeah, get a little shot. She's gonna let go, and then he's gonna dive bomb her. This is pretty cool. Little duckies.
I think she might be. Mama, what are you doing? And oh no, Mama! Mom, get your baby.
Get on that duck. Tell her duck
Go
what
ahead,
to do.
Mama. Go on. Get your baby. Get your baby, Mama.
Look at them like she knows what they're saying.
Here you go. Oh my God.
Look, they said, fuck, let's ride.
Like, we're going too.
I wish she went after it. I was scared she wasn't going to.
Where we go,
Oh, no.
where we go.
Big old mallards there with them. Yeah, vicious dog fight here. Puppy's so silly. It's pretty cool. He don't have no. His back legs are paralyzed, but his parents are still taking him out to run. And he's jumping.
Yeah, look at that tongue going. Yeah, he's loving it.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty good here. Get a dog, they say.
Go on, Kate.
It'd be great, it would say. It'd be fun.
I know where this is going.
What are you writing?
Jumping that stagnant
Yeah, that's
What a hero.
fun, rough. That had no rain in a while.
Shallow, hot algae. Duck shit everywhere.
Oh, yeah. He's like, what are you doing? He gonna get soaking wet. That dog's gonna get him. Come on, let me play. Oh. He's gonna have to pick the doggy up.
Oh, you know what? I don't care.
Come on, boy.
You got that down. Not gonna go.
No.
Good girl.
Go on, Bella. Off you go. There's the water.
Hey, you're gonna have to go take him a shower because I know he's gonna stink like hell. Shadow do that, but just if you pet her, if you pet Shadow, and she'll turn around and she'll just keep on wanting attention the whole time. If you leave her alone, she does it. This is a pretty cool video.
Here's to nights we don't remember.
They give this hen a peacock egg. And the hen raised the peacock as her own.
That's its mama, even though it's big now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, it's huge. Hey, mama.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Oh, broody hen hatched out a peacock. Look at that little dude. What's up, little dude? Oh, yeah, it's pretty slick. Oh, yeah.
He's smart.
You know how to close it?
Shoot, mine won't get in. I had to damn fight mine and put them in a carrier. I get the carrier out. Shadow runs. I had to hide underneath something. I got an onion bag or something.
Yeah.
Here's some therapy for everybody. Stressed out from the day.
Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, little serotonin machines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man, just a ton of them. There's a part of me that wants just a buttload of dogs like that. And I got 3 and it's a lot, but I couldn't imagine a dozen.
Oh yeah. It's, try to feed them all. Once they, of course, when they're not puppies no more, they're big. Then you got your freaking herd.
I feel like Monique was on here talking about that at one point, and it was saying about, and I remember saying, where are you going to get all the dang food to feed all these beasties?
Yeah, you'd have to work a second job just to feed them. We used to have a Labrador. We called him Gator, and he when he was a puppy, he used to lay down on my dad's chest. My dad would come in from work and lay down on the floor and just sit there. His back hurts a little bit, so he was trying to relax it and stretch out a little bit. So he'd lay there, and sometimes he'd fall asleep. And Gator would get up on his chest. He didn't do it for a long time. And one day, Dad came in. I guess he was a little tired and a little sore, so he laid down on the floor, and he woke up, and that big old 120-pound horse of a dog was laying on top of him on his chest. He thought he was having a heart attack. He couldn't breathe.
Dang.
We got a picture. There's a picture floating around somewhere. Look at that little Diddy baby. Little bumblebee.
Oh, fat little cutie.
Mm-hmm. These two are fighting. 0% damage, 100% cuteness. Yeah.
What you want to do? What do you want to do? Let me out of this cell.
Mm-hmm.
Where that breakfast tray you owe me?
Here you go. You get you a baby cow.
Look at that baby cow. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's ugly. So ugly, he's cute.
That's it. That is it. He got his little jacket on, and he's ready to go town. He go town cow right there.
Look at those eyes. He has good, sweet eyes.
Try to get her to shake her. Just close your eyes. Smiles at you. Give your hand. I'm smiling. What more do you want out of me? I'm not a dog.
Oh, yeah. Chew that neck.
We used to that same. We had Gator had a cat that was his friend, Sonic. And when Sonic passed away, we didn't let him Gator see where we passed him. We buried him at. But Gator knew, and he would go out there and like we said, let him go out front and hang out. He would go to that grave and sit there and lay his buddy.
Oh man,
it was wild to see. Like he'd go out there to see his, try like he's hanging out with his buddy.
Oh man.
He says this bro's a logo. Post him up. Hey, all right, got on picture here. With the leg. Oops, what happened there? It's being stupid again. It's going all the way to the bottom again. Doggone the thing. Stop that. There's that bird. I hate when it does that. Let me back up. Let me back out of it. I got so many videos in this folder now. I think it messes up every once in a while. Because now I get the otters again with a little ice. They shouldn't be at the top. Oh yeah, this is a good video here.
Oh boy. Oh no.
No!
Oh boy.
No, God, please, no! Let go of my panties! Oh my God! Wee! Stop!
She's wearing them. What the? She's on the toilet. Oh boy.
What did you do?
Oh,
what the heck happened?
Huskies are hell too. Huskies like big ass kids.
No!
Oh no! Oh. Dang.
Wow.
I'm so glad mine are not any worse than they are. They're not that bad. Jeez Louise.
I posted that. I'll share that. I don't. This is video of me waking up. My brother for sure waking up in the morning here. Me waking up too. Where the hell? Where am I?
Where am I?
Well, it's a fur come on. Just hell yeah. What's up, Gaston? Got Gaston in the house now. Checking the chat. Check the Rumble. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're gonna I'll say we're gonna call it earlier tonight because like I said, I know Dave's got the I want to do. Dave got a long ride. How many hours you got to drive? 7?
I think it's 5.
5?
Closer to 5, maybe 6 because of where our Airbnb is. But 5.5 probably. We'll call it 5.5 hours.
It's still a ride.
I gotta get up in the morning and make sure and water all my garden real good. Because it may be a few days before it gets watered again. So I want to make sure it gets a good drink tomorrow morning before we leave.
For sure.
And then we got some house guests that are going to puppy sit 2 of our dogs, and we're taking Buddy with us because he cannot be apart from me. He probably wouldn't eat. He'd be sick. He'd be real sad, and I would be too. So we're gonna bring Buddy, and the other 2, they'll be all right. So anyway, that's the plan.
Sounds like a winner. Sounds like a winner. I want to throw this on here again. We did at the beginning for the ones that came in later. Our friend Whitney, you've seen her come on the show. There's the book. Dave got the book right there. See if we can change the layout here. There, I don't know. I'm trying to do it right. There we go. Yeah, now you can show the book again, Dave.
Oh, let's see. Here we go. There we go.
And here's the book there. So y'all check out Whitney's WhitneyLavender.com. She wrote a book. She's in the hospital right now, and no insurance. So if y'all can help out, that'd be awesome.
Buy the book and make it a gift.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Make it a gift for a child because, like I say, it's very inspirational. Helps the child, anybody know that you can overcome whatever. She's got the spirit and just a positive attitude on life, even though she got sick and had to lose her legs. She still didn't let nothing that hold her back. So, she help her out if you can. At least say some prayers and things for her. So we try to help out our friends and take care of our friends. And so I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Any shout outs, Dave, before we get out of here?
Shout outs to All Heart Jiu Jitsu down in Senatobia and all the hardworking boys and girls down there. Shout out to Danny Shell and the Shotgun Entertainment Fight crew, the whole crew that puts these shows together. Everything from security to cage assembly to the DJ, photography, of course the fighters, all the different camps. So August 9th, is it, Ricky?
Yes, August 9th.
August 9th, big show at Lander Center. So shout out to Danny and SEFC. Shout out to All Heart. We did Jamie and we did Whitney, our friends. That was all the big things for me right there was those. So I think we've covered it all, man, on the shout outs that I cared about this evening. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat as always. Good seeing you guys this week. I missed last week, and so it's good to catch up. Good to see Sweets and Hiker and everybody else. I don't even want to start naming names because I'll be all night going back through all that to name everybody. But yeah, thank you all for coming.
Yeah, that's why I try to say it as I see it. I know eventually it'll be, if we get busy enough or big enough, it's going to be hard to keep up as we go along. But I do like to shout out everybody that comes in. I do check out the merch site right here. We got the shirts, got the Dr. Prepper hat. We got the Still More Believable Than with the Bigfoot riding the Loch Ness Monster with a UFO in the background. So you get whatever you want to thought process on that. We got the original OG shirt. Got some other cool designs. We got an apron, a sling bag, and all kinds of cool stuff. As always, if you have ideas and you want to throw them my way, I have fun doing that. And so check those out. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to make this grow. We're going. I'll be in a couple weeks. Don't know the exact date yet. I'll be on Knights of the Storm show with Jason Barker and and Karen, and I forget the other lady's name. I feel bad. I'll be on there talking a little bit of everything. So I'll try to make sure everybody knows the date and stuff like that. If y'all want to tune in and support their channel, they have us on a directory of all kinds of friends of the show. So just like Troubled Minds has a bunch of friends of the show. So it'll be cool to check out. And so it's going to be fun. Be able to bounce some of my thought processes and ideas and bounce off of them and see what you know how it goes. It's gonna be fun. As always, I'm trying to make this grow and and bring the best content as I can to you. And we got the new spot. I got the internet coming on the 11th of the new spot. So after the 11th, hopefully, knock on wood, and nothing else kind of screwy happens. We'll be podcasting full time at the new spot. So y'all seen well, if y'all haven't seen, see what's going on. I'll do this real quick before we get out of here. And I do on my my other channel, I do want to start get back into it too, and showing content, and gonna be fun on that too. Actually showing stuff going on the land. Come on, what's she doing? Stop that. There we go. Dang, I pushed this little mini PC to its limit though. But you can see a little bit there in the background. You can see the my masker in the background. If you come to Discord, you can see if you join the Discord, you can see pretty cool.
Did you know that China has found helium-3 on the moon? They say the helium-3 could power the whole world for thousands of years. But if you start mining the moon, would it cause problems with our oceans and our seasons?
So fun stuff like that. That's part of the shorts I post. But yeah, we'll once I get over there full time, I'm gonna fix some of the lighting issues, and you can see the lighting ain't very good over there. But it'll be good. It's gonna be fun. But I appreciate all y'all keep on coming back, and keep on keeping on. The chat is always rocking and rolling, and we're gonna have the link in the description. So if y'all ever want to, yep, Ashley, thank you, Hiker. Union of the Unknowns. She's on there also, so it's gonna be fun. Being able to be on a panel and talk stuff, and just run my mouth, do what I do best, what I was making my grandma proud. I guarantee that. So I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all keep on keeping on, and the peace and the chicken grease, and y'all be good. And
until next time.
Yeah, next week. Enjoy our 4th now. Get out there and have some fun, and enjoy the family.